Good afternoon. We are at Lake Martin in Alabama, and these young people that I have here today are all from Georgia, correct? Everybody's from Georgia?
Correct.
Yes.
But they spent their summers right here on Lake Martin. By the way, today's episode can be sponsored by Leidenkrugen, Mr. Germany. Is that even German?
Leidenkrugen.
Leidenkrugen. Leidenkrugen. All right, so if you want to sponsor, please hit me up, right? All right, so what was it like? Let's start with that. What was it like? What is your earliest memory? Let's go there. What is your earliest memory? Anybody feel free to jump in of Lake Martin.
I'd say probably sleeping in that main room. We all had the mattresses set up in the trailer. That's probably some of the earliest memories at the other
previous.
house.
Yeah.
What was that called? What was the
Pleasure Point.
Pleasure Point? Come on, shout out. So Pleasure Point was a mobile home park over and just not far, right?
Cove, no, like
In the Cove. And we actually knew a lot of people that lived there, and it got shut down. Somebody bought the property, whatever. They cleaned y'all out, and y'all ended up with this beautiful piece of property. So it works out. But that was awesome, and that was just what, a 2-bedroom mobile home.
Yeah.
We would just pack it in.
And we were all
Yeah, all the kids would sleep in the living room, our sleeping bags.
Sleeping bags in the living room. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about that too.
So what did we eat then? Because I remember.
Mm.
Like, what was your memory of food? Because I feel like we eat a lot of the same foods when we come
It's
here.
pretty much the same thing.
I do
Yeah.
remember one time they dug a hole in the ground and cooked a pig in that.
Yeah.
Oh, we did do that.
Really?
Yeah, we did cook a pig in a hole.
Did it turn out?
Yeah.
I think it's
yeah,
fine,
good,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
easy to
don't
do.
remember it being bad.
I don't know what that's
It was
called.
a whole pig.
Well, I remember Tiffin was telling us that it had a name that I remember y'all getting up and them just loading the table up with cereal. And y'all would come in there and just eat tons of cereal, and then y'all would leave, go whatever, do whatever, and then they would cook a huge breakfast, and all the adults would eat, and then y'all would get the second breakfast, or anybody?
Oh,
Maybe
I
something
always
like
remember
that.
because Logan, we would always eat cereal in the morning.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then, because we were always hungry.
It'd be that, and then yeah, a lot
we
of
would
fruit,
wake
a lot
up
of
so
chips
early.
throughout the day coming up.
Yeah, well.
What?
A lot of
Kaneka.
grapes, a lot of grapes
Oh,
in Kaneka.
Kaneka. Shout out
Kaneka.
Kaneka.
Connect.
Yeah.
That's
That
another
fueled us for a
sponsorship
while.
opportunity.
Yeah.
donuts.
What is
Yeah.
the
We like
most?
donuts,
What's the
yeah.
most chaotic moment at the lake?
Mm.
Well, Jack, you want to take
Jack,
that
Alright,
one?
so
Jack, tell us your story.
we're taking out the trash one time. That was the kid's job, take out the trash. And I had a pretty heavy bag, so I was setting it down. And then it was like making some music. So I was being stupid little kid. I was setting it down over
How
and
old?
over again,
What?
making
Just
a
do
beat.
you remember how old
Probably
you
like
were?
12.
Yeah,
okay.
probably around there.
But making a beat with it, and I accidentally put it on my foot, and I keep walking, and then I feel like liquid on my foot. I'm like, that's weird. So I look down, and there's just blood everywhere, and a trail of blood. So I start running back to the house screaming. The rest of them are like, what's going on? Like, and yeah, he actually saved my life. I was bleeding out, and he put pressure.
He
on
was
the wound.
bleeding out. It was definitely
He
yeah.
put pressure on the wound, and then this nurse heard me screaming, so she ran over. And yeah, I got an experience at a hospital that was about the size of the house up there.
So that's the
Full
Dadeville
rooms.
Yeah.
County Hospital.
Yeah, and they didn't have like the numbing shots. He just like took a bunch of antiseptic and just poured it over my foot, so I was screaming like a baby.
Oh, goodness. I didn't know
Oh.
that.
So I don't know. Did you break the bottle? Did it split the foot and it broke, or did it break from bouncing
No,
it and
so-
then the glass
yeah,
cut
yeah,
your
so
foot?
it broke from bouncing it, and then I guess I just sliced it against my foot, but it was so sharp I like didn't even feel it. I just looked down and saw my
Yeah.
foot was covered in blood. So
Yeah. All right.
pretty chaotic.
Scary.
What else? Like, okay, so we've moved over here. How has life changed from Pleasure Point to the real Pleasure Point?
There's a lot more room,
There's a
definitely.
lot more room.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not this weekend, but normally there's a lot more space in the bunk room that they built for all the kids to sleep in.
Yeah.
A lot quieter.
It's quieter.
Yeah.
It is a lot.
Well,
quieter,
like
'cause there's
being
not
in
boats.
our own, like our little cove and not.
Oh, you meant down here, but
Yeah.
the room's not.
Oh,
Quiet.
no, the room is not quiet.
No.
No, there's like 10 of us in the
So
room.
how do y'all determine? Because y'all have been friends since what,
Birth.
10 years old or earlier?
I mean,
Yeah,
Y'all
pretty
been
much
going-
the
what-
start.
Pete, when's the earliest you've been here?
Like
'Cause-
2013,
2013.
Yeah.
So that was middle school?
third grade.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's
I'm
early.
probably 2017.
2017.
Yeah.
2017.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were, like,
High
freshmen
school.
in high
And best
school.
friends, and
Yeah.
she talked about you earlier. It was so sweet.
Aw, that's so sweet.
I talked about her.
You did. You said she's been your best friend.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
All right. So the point of that was, it's obviously we have young ladies and young men here that are all in the same bunkhouse, but y'all have grown up together. Y'all are brothers and sisters, right?
Yeah.
All right. No mischievous things happen up
There's
there.
never
No,
been
No
none of that.
spin, no spin the
None of
bottle,
that.
nothing
No,
ever
no
happened.
funny
No,
business.
no funny business.
Nope.
We never have.
Never. Wow. You believe in Christina?
I do believe
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember Natalie in the hospital being born, so like, that's
Brother, sister.
You know what I mean? Like that's we've
Yeah.
been around that long.
It's
so
been too long.
It could never. Yeah, it could never, ever, ever. I don't,
I guess once you see him in a diaper, then
well,
You wouldn't remember
Yeah, we were
that.
all
I
the
do
same
remember
age.
seeing her in the hospital
Okay.
because we were
How-
there.
so
we were like
she-
5 or 6.
Nate, how old are you? Well, y'all the same age. These are twins. How old are y'all? How old are y'all now?
23.
23.
23. And so Natalie's what, a junior in...
No,
She
she just
graduated.
She
graduated.
graduated. So
Yeah.
that makes her 18. So she's
Yeah,
5
18.
years younger. So you were 5 when you saw Natalie being birthed.
I didn't watch
Straight out of the birth
I saw her in the
canal.
hospital. Like we went to visit the Hunts in the hospital.
Okay.
So I never watched
I
her.
sadly do not remember that.
I don't remember anything.
Well,
Yeah, that's
I was
right.
10, like
I got good
under
memory.
10 years old.
Yeah.
So what about the lake part of it? What are anybody got a memory of just being on the water, being on the boat, I know we used to park in coves. What was that like just spending, because I know the parents like to sit. Like I joke that the boat doesn't move very often. We often just get in the water. What is that like as younger people that typically want to go, to y'all just,
I
Yeah.
feel like normally that was us when we were in middle school or high school, but now I think we're okay with
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
sitting,
definitely
hanging out.
less
I remember-
less tubing going on now.
Yeah, when we were
Um,
younger, it was like begging them to take us tubing every day.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
Yeah, we wake up sore now after
Now
going
I
tubing,
feel
so
like-
it's not as
holding
fun.
on, like the 20
It's like
minutes.
now I feel like thinking of just holding on to the tube will hurt. It just hurts thinking about it.
Yeah,
So.
and jumping off the rock too.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
less
Thinking about
appealing
it.
as you get older.
yes, Lake Martin, the big rock for anybody that's never been there. Who all has jumped off the highest point?
I don't think
I
we
don't think
ever
I've
have.
done
I,
that.
I don't.
No.
It'll happen eventually, probably.
Really? No, you ain't done it by now.
Maybe.
You're not doing it.
Maybe.
Our dad told a story about, jumping off it and he wasn't very comfortable for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I've never
This
been.
town needs an enema. Did Steve jump off the top?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he said
Wow.
Not when we were there, probably when they were younger, but.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, when you guys were in college, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Before.
Before you.
somebody mentioned tubing. Was Mr. David, was he a responsible driver of the tube? Was he respectable
I'd
of
say he was
your,
pretty
I don't
good.
know.
your childhood
He kind of had this
vulnerability?
like twinkle in his eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of scared you a little.
I trusted him more than Matt Hunt. If you guys
Yes.
ever were
Yeah.
behind
You
Matt, he
remember
was.
him? Took us to
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that?
I felt bad. I felt bad for that time because she was just trying to help us out, but we were like crying, and I was like,
Yeah. Yeah. No. I think Dave had a little bit of remorse when he was driving, but it was still fun.
Has anybody ever gotten hurt on the tube?
I don't think actually.
No energies?
Not like actually.
But you bump your head and you're like, okay, I'm
Yeah,
done.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
it, I'm done.
Across the board.
I'm done.
Melissa,
Skip them like rocks.
my head.
Yeah,
All right, who's the best tuber? Who's the...
Ooh.
Probably-
It was probably
It's
us
Nate or
two.
Alyssa, yeah.
Or Alyssa.
Yeah.
Whenever
I
I've
think
seen
Alyssa's pretty
Alyssa
good.
too, she's
it wasn't that I was the best. I think I was the most stubborn.
yeah,
So
you
you
just
wouldn't
hold
fall
on.
off,
Like, you'd be
yeah.
there holding on.
I
At
mean, you'd
Yeah.
be flipping upside down. You're like, no. I'm
I
not
took
getting
out
up.
Ryan's head once.
Yeah. A lot of times when you go
Right
off,
with
it's more of a choice
Yeah.
than you actually getting sent off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of fear when you're... when you see the wave coming, or like after you've
Yeah.
ridden it for a while and you bump and then you go, oh, I know what happens here.
You
'Cause
see that big wave coming up.
yeah, I think I had just had knee surgery. Well, just probably 6 months earlier, old enough or long enough to be back on it. And I was like, I'll ride it, Dave, but just go straight. I'm just riding it just to reminisce. And I remember he just punched it and started around the curve, and I was just like, bye, I'm done. I didn't even let him get to it. He was not very happy with me not getting to it. Who's the softest on it? Who's the first one to let go?
I don't know. I think
Gosh,
we're all
I don't
pretty
think any of
competitive.
us-
So we were
Yeah.
pretty good. I think it just was the luck of the draw on which side of the tube he got on when he hit
Yeah.
the curve.
Well, then we ended up doing two
And double
battling.
two battling. Yeah.
Oh, jumping
Yeah.
across the tubes.
Jumping across the tube.
There was no one who would ever just like always be the one
Yeah,
to fall
consistently
off.
drop. Yeah.
Any special guests that have ever been here? Any friend that you'll never invite back? You don't have to say their name. Anybody come with you at any
yes.
time that's like, they're never.
I mean, we know I can't say too many names about it because this person's still on my life. It's rarely, but sometimes. But yeah, they came here and it was not the most grateful and gracious in the house, and they will not be back probably ever. So
Who was the young lady? And they might even be here, but I just remember the band was playing on the dock, and this guest, I don't think, might have been her second time here, and she got really excited about the music
Yeah.
and got up and either sang or danced or just was.
Never mind. Yeah, that.
Oh, we're not talking
Are
about
they
yesterday?
here? Is that person still here?
That person might still be here.
Yeah. I don't remember who that was. But that
Oh,
was fun.
Sydney.
I just remember the
Oh.
Sydney
That's
story
what
where
was?
he thought he
The
was
little
14.
one?
She was 14.
a teenager, but she was.
Now I remember she was tall and blonde. She may be your roommate when you first.
I'm not the only one who would have been.
Olivia over there.
Yeah. It
Off,
was a
off
great,
camera.
no, it was a great memory because I like it was the first one that kind of broke. To me, it broke. Y'all went from kids to let's kind of watch how we behave, and the adults were floating over here.
Yeah.
To all of a sudden, for the first time, it was like, okay, y'all are all 18 plus. We all enjoy music and dancing and singing, and then all of a sudden, we were just one group. And I think
Yeah.
yeah.
that is
Yeah, I
the best part of the lake right now is
I
that
agree.
we sit together in circles and talk to each other, adult to young adult, and it's not separate. And I think that's a big deal. And you'll
Yeah.
see that as you
Yeah.
get older, when kids cannot relate to their parents or don't want to talk to their parents, it's disappointing. So commendable to y'all. I'm sure there's a better word than commendable to y'all. But
That's a good word.
English is my
It's a
second
fine
language.
word. I'm not upset at the words.
ESOL, baby, ESOL.
You said
I would love to hear some more, just anything about growing up here. There are so many memories, whether it's a recurring memory. What's the earliest y'all have ever been here as far as time of the year, or the latest, or y'all just.
Always Memorial and always.
So Memorial Day
Labor
is typically the first and shut it down on Labor Day?
I mean, we come here sooner
Yeah.
to set up the house, but we always do on the first weekend of Memorial Day weekend. So
And the weather here is always super nice, and we say Memorial Day, but we've watched many football games out here as well.
Yeah,
Or
that's
Labor
true.
Day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
now we have a new dock
I know.
with the TV in the shade. That you see how he purposely put it high enough to see it in the water? That ain't from sitting. We ain't sitting here and watching that.
No,
Yeah.
we're gonna get in the water.
And this whole lake is full of Georgia fans, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Probably a lot, yeah.
All Georgia
Georgians,
fans.
yeah.
Hopefully.
Except for over there and over there.
A little bit of Auburn somewhere.
But we're very close to Auburn. So Lake Martin is
30 minutes.
30 minutes from Auburn. So there's a lot of Auburn kids here. Just because you're in Alabama, there's some Alabama fans, but that's about it. We wouldn't have Tennessee people over here, would we?
No.
Probably
I
not a
don't
ton.
think so.
I mean, there's that big Alabama house down when you pull into the
corner.
neighborhood.
Oh,
Yeah,
when we first.
it's all Alabama colors and logos on their
Hey,
house.
on the house.
Who's the most famous person that lives on Lake Martin? Anybody know?
Oh, I have no
Oh,
clue.
I'm
That
not.
is
Are there
I
any-
used to know.
Because I know Saban's house is in Georgia, and did
Yeah.
Kirby Smart have a house on Lake
No,
Martin?
Kirby's on a Coney,
He's on Oconee?
Yeah.
That's right.
or he probably has a few houses, but he has one there.
I feel
I
like
mean, the old.
there was one
Auburn.
author.
Who?
Yes, Alzon.
Oh yeah, the old. There's a couple Auburn.
Who's
coaches,
the
I'm sure
Auburn
that
coach that's the crook that's in politics now and insider trades all the time?
Oh.
Yeah.
it's
Oh, he's an awful
Who
person.
that is.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, not a good guy.
All right, well, we got some really quick questions before. So we're going to get into some talk about just college life. A lot of y'all have already transitioned into adulthood.
are we just gonna stop right there? Are we gonna?
Who is still in college? Just
Yeah, I guess it's just me and Pete
Wow,
are the only two
lone
still in college.
soldiers.
That's kind of crazy. I didn't think about it like that.
no,
I know.
the only kids left. Wow.
Yeah, we're growing up.
All right, I love this question. And just jump in, anybody, keep it short. If animals could talk, which one would be the rudest animal?
Oh.
It's got to be a snake, right?
Yeah, snake.
I would think a snake.
Snake's probably good.
Or
Snakes
kangaroo.
are
I think a
sassy
hippo
though.
could be
They're
really
not
Yeah,
mean,
hippo.
they're sassy.
Like
But that
kangaroo.
bird
Also,
is
like-
always like,
The bird that.
is it ostrich or emu? Which one's mean?
Yeah.
One of them mean as
It
hell.
also, yeah,
Oh, I
that's
can see an ostrich.
Honestly,
Yeah.
They're just like,
Or a llama,
I could
the
s-
llamas
Yeah,
that
because
like
they
sit.
spit.
yeah.
We're on the same page.
Yeah.
emu. Yeah.
I feel like tiny dogs also have the audacity.
Tiny dogs.
Yes, tiny dogs would be very loud. Very loud.
All right, what is a product that you sponsor without getting paid a single dime? Which means like you're all about Lululemon or well, I'm actually not drinking Bud Light, but Bud Light has been my staple beverage my whole life. I don't back down from it, even though everyone else hates it. So, anybody got any clothing that they're just loyal
I'd
to?
probably do Berry Propel.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, very weird, but I die on that.
That's a hill you will die on.
Peter
Yeah.
says Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Unfortunately.
Did you see
Oh, Dr. Pepper. Sorry.
Dr.
just had
Pepper?
I will say
Oh,
Dr.
yeah,
Pepper. I
Dr.
do
Pepper.
agree.
That's a good
I
one,
would
yeah.
I would ride or die for Dr. Pepper.
the valedictorian of Stars Mill this year? I can't remember.
Jacob Ramsey.
Jacob Ramsey. Did anybody happen to hear his speech? His parent. I know his parents today, and he just went on this. He's like, before we go, I just want to thank the most important people in our lives that kept us fed and made sure we were comforted and we were always smiling. And he was like, so I just want to thank the Hillshire Chick-fil-A. I think that was perfect. So, y'all are all Stars Milk? No, we're not all Stars Milk kids.
No, two of us are
Mac-
Macintosh.
Yeah, we went to Macintosh and then.
Did y'all
the
ever
rest of
fight?
them, no.
Should we have a little fight here? If we had a fight, who would win?
I mean, we know what the better school is, the better side of Peachtree City.
Okay.
It's Macintosh.
Okay.
It's Macintosh.
I don't know what your viewers would lean to,
Viewers are
but
probably more Macintosh.
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they'll vote.
Poll.
We'll do a poll.
Yeah, in the comment section.
Well,
in
who
the
won?
comment
So y'all
section.
all
Yeah.
played sports. Who won the sports games? You have two lacrosse
Um,
ladies.
I mean, it
that
depended.
big soccer.
Soccer was big Macintosh. Football, Stars Mill.
Basketball recently has been Macintosh, I think.
It went back
Later,
and forth.
yeah.
Track and cross country would go back and forth. Yeah.
Lacrosse, always.
Yeah.
Always Starsville.
But yeah, net football was never like too fun
Yeah,
of a
that's what you
rivalry.
guys-
Yeah, I remember
don't
for
think-
Macintosh, the soccer games were always more packed than the football
Yeah.
games.
And the basketball games.
Well,
Yeah. Basketball
y'all
games
would
were
win,
fun.
so like.
Yeah.
Do y'all ever go back
No, I haven't been back.
So what?
to high school? Do you ever go back to the like? I remember. I feel like in the olden days, which is pre my people, like home. They called it homecoming game because everyone was supposed to come back and go to their old high school for a football game
I didn't know
and,
that.
and reunite. That's why they call it
Yeah.
homecoming. And I never went back. I don't know if anybody. I guess obviously y'all haven't
I just
either.
take
Just
pictures there. Like, I'll
Yeah.
take photos.
and you're a
and everything.
professional photographer. Where can they find you while we're here in the middle? Like, come on.
Self-promote.
AngelaMedia.com.
That's right.
There you go.
There'll be a link in the bio.
He's awesome.
You do sports photography. You did a lot of sports photography while you were in school,
In college.
in college.
Yeah.
And now you're doing personal photo shoots and
Portraits.
podcasts. So if this one is highly produced on a level above my previous ones and the future ones, no, this is young lady responsible. So, all right, what else we got? Who, if you had a TED Talk and you had zero notice to prepare, what would you talk about?
Trains.
Trains?
Easy.
Really?
Oh, I love trains.
What about trains?
Like, do you know about trains? Or you just love trains. Like, could you, if a train
I
went
don't love trains. I
by,
just know. I just.
Mom
have a
is
bad,
over here shocked. Like, I've never heard you mention
I just have a
trains.
bad
Yeah,
habit of
never heard
sitting
you
on
say
YouTube
train.
and just videos pop up, and recently it's been a lot about trains. And then it curates a YouTube recommended, and all I watch is trains
The
right
North
now.
China
There you
Sea.
go.
So why should I be interested in trains? Sell me on these trains.
I mean, we used to have trains in America a long time ago before planes and automobiles, and that was the main mode of transportation, and now we got rid of it. And now if you dig up streets, now you can find streetcar rails in a lot of cities that they just put asphalt over and paved over.
So yours is more the fascination of the history of trains
Yeah.
and just
Oh,
the
yeah,
usage
yeah.
of them versus.
I don't know what a train is. Like I don't know like what a type of train is. Like what type of train is that?
Come on,
I don't know.
Monopoly. You had the railroads and all that. We all know the.
Sure.
Didn't they have names? What were the names of
I
the?
could not tell you.
I don't
I
know.
don't
Were they,
remember
were
last
they
time I
just
played
the
Monopoly.
railroads?
No, they had names,
No.
but I don't remember what the names were.
Anybody else have something that you could nail it? You could talk about it for. Logan, you're about to take on some big internships and jobs and.
I wouldn't say there's anything that I could stand up and give an hour-long TED talk about, though.
There's a lot of TED Talks that are like 15 minutes.
No,
Yeah, TEDx. or
still,
something.
15 minutes is a long time. There's nothing too niche I think I could
You
talk
couldn't
about.
tell me how to properly run a fraternity in 15 minutes?
I could try.
I mean, you
could-
got
I
experience,
could maybe
right?
try.
And I heard you were going to
Yeah.
be president of your fraternity this year.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal for next year.
Are
Okay.
you the
Well, I would
vice
hope that you'd be able to do a
I'm
15-minute
our
TED Talk.
treasurer right now.
Why should
Yeah,
you be
man.
president?
I don't have to get up and give a speech here, but it's more, I kind of just told I was going to do it, got told I was going to do it.
Well, why would you be good at it?
I don't know. I mean, I care. I definitely, a lot of people don't care about stuff like keeping up the house and the quality of guys and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm not really well versed to give a speech right now, but
You know your heart. You know, I mean, your passion for a fraternity, I would think something that you had to sacrifice so much with the whole non-hazing, because they don't do that. And
Yeah.
just you spend a lot of time and money invested in them. And when you leave, you want them to be a reflection. Just like us with
yeah.
with Georgia. And we're Georgia grads, a lot of us. And, you know, we want other people to represent we want the coach, the football team to represent them well. So, I mean, it's
Yeah.
the same thing. You
No,
want
definitely.
10 years from now, you don't want to see your fraternity in the news for
Yeah, I'd hope
Yeah.
not. I'd hope
feeding
not.
baby snakes to
Yeah,
kids.
none of that. None of that.
Venomous, poisonous snakes.
All right, what is the cartoon of y'all's generation?
Oh, I mean,
What was
SpongeBob.
the
There's probably definitely SpongeBob. If we're
SpongeBob.
talking cartoons.
I would say like Gumball is also pretty popular as well.
I watched a lot of Disney Channel.
Yeah,
I
I'm
watched
Jesse.
Good Luck Charlie.
Good Luck Charlie.
Charlie,
Yeah.
iCarly.
I
Lab
liked
Rats.
I was
Pair of
iCarly.
Kings.
person.
Karate Kid. Yeah,
Wizards
there's
of
some good
Waverly
shows.
Place.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, Kid.
Good luck, Charlie.
Phineas and Ferb.
Phineas and
That's
Ferb.
a good one.
Well, I think we were at scout camp and they played that, and I guess so. It's there must just be a cult thing with Phineas and Ferb, because these kids were. I mean, they played it. Every kid stood up and was singing. They knew every word. They knew the episodes, and they were saying it like with it. So when did Phineas and Ferb come out? That's an old show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I want
I-
to say 2010.
Is it still produced?
Early 20.
I feel like it's probably
I think it was
late
earlier than
2000.
that.
You say late 2000?
I guess like
Mm-hmm.
2007.
I don't think it's still being made.
Yeah.
No.
So they're all
Probably
just
not
watching the
episodes.
reruns and just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
love it.
so.
And is that the kid that built the roller coaster in the backyard while his
Yeah.
sister's all mad?
Yeah,
and-
Candace.
Candace.
So it's like Ferris Bueller
I mean,
as a cartoon.
They came out with the
That
best.
is cartoon,
They came
yeah.
out with the best songs
Cricket,
too.
cricket.
Yeah.
No, it's,
Squirrels in the
I think
Squirrels in my
I've seen that.
pants.
Mhm.
S-I-N-P.
What the hell? All right, so let's get into the more serious stuff here. So,
Ooh.
who all has graduated from college, or let's just say who's moved into their profession at this point? We've got 3 of y'all, right? Oh well,
I'm not
you've
in the profession.
so you're just moved into
I'm in grad school.
in grad school. You moved into your profession
Yeah.
for now.
For now.
Could be forever, could be for now. And Jack just graduated from the University of Georgia. And Mr. Lissa just graduated. Do you know what you want to do? What's that feel like? Is there a lot of pressure?
I mean, for me, I kind of just want to do my own business. Dive into maybe real estate photography, and
See where it goes.
that's where I'm
So
at
it's-
so far. That's all I got.
Is photography is that your passion? Like that's what
Yeah.
you're going to do no matter what.
Yeah.
You don't know what facet it would be, but
Yeah.
your dad is going to center around photography. All right. And then what are your goals? What are you going to do?
I mean, I'm good
You
with
got a
my-
great career right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good with my job right now. I would maybe like to go and finish out my degree and also tutor as well, but working on the tutoring part right now, I don't have a lot of time with my current schedule, so
but you're traveling the world. So you work for an airline,
Yes.
which we can't mention.
We shall not mention.
We shall not mention it, or we have to have their approval. But you get to travel a lot. So who's in grad school? Just you?
Just me.
So does that feel like college still, or does it feel like
No.
you've moved on?
It's definitely a job. And
It's a
not-
job.
Yep.
Okay. And then the two that are still in school, what is that? Is that a concern? Like y'all even think about a year from now, oh my God, I gotta do this, I gotta get ready?
I'd say yeah, especially since they're so old now. It's more you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty seasonal. Like summer's coming up, you start thinking about internships, but it's probably one summer at a time, a little bit more than what do I want to do for the whole career.
Yeah.
But yeah, we definitely think about it.
And y'all have only 1 year left, right?
I've got 2 more. He's got.
2 more. Okay. All right. So for those that are in grad school or graduated, it's like, what was the moment when you realized, okay, I'm no longer a college student, I'm an adult now? Was there a moment where it was like, oh shit? Like, was it graduation day? Was it 2 months before when you like started your whole checkout process, whatever that looks like?
It still hasn't hit me yet because most of my friends are either rising seniors or going back for their masters or something like that. So I feel like once they go back to school and I don't, then it's gonna hit me. But for now, it just feels like regular summer.
Yeah.
That's when it hit me, is when I saw everyone going back to school in the fall and stuff, and we weren't there anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Well, for me, I guess it was kind of like that. It was a slow change. Like that summer was the summer of the Olympics. So that summer I came home, graduated from college, came home and we went to the Olympics like every day.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think the Olympics are only 2 weeks, but for some reason it felt like all summer. Just went to the beer gardens and just hung out, and it just didn't feel real. It just felt like, okay, this is just summer break. And then all of a sudden, school started back, and
Was that when it was in
Atlanta.
In Atlanta?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. We got the World Cup coming up, so I highly encourage everybody to go downtown or go to wherever these events are, even if you're not going to the game. Like the beer gardens, the atmosphere, seeing all these people from all the different countries is just, it's incredible to see them celebrate. And this, I mean, they take over. The World Cup is huge. This summer is the Club World Cup, which I think will be pretty crowded, but the next year, go downtown.
Yeah.
Like figure it out. You know, we used MARTA, it was a big time. It's a big time. So, what is the biggest concern about the future? Like, is jobs a big concern?
Yeah.
Like finding a job? Like, does it keep you up at night, or is it just like, I got my mom and dad off, I can stay at home
It
until.
doesn't keep me up at night yet, but I think at this point of being fairly picky, I want a job that I feel like I could stay in for quite a while. I don't just want a job that's a filler job. Now we get a few months down the road, I might take one of those jobs. But yeah, right now with this job market, everybody just graduated, so everybody's looking for a job. I've just been thinking about it lately, but I'm also enjoying my time off. And
That's good, because I know it changed. Like when I was young, you were not pushed into anything, but I feel like y'all's generation is where it started, where they were asking y'all to make decisions in 9th grade. Like you need to pick what your degree is going to be, so you pick the right college that is associated with that degree, and it just felt like you all were pushed to make so many decisions earlier. But now it feels like y'all don't feel that same pressure. Now it's like, okay, well I did it, now I can still feel my way out. Or is anybody doing the same thing that they thought they wanted to do in high school?
No.
No. So what did you want to do when you were in high school? What was the thought?
A teacher?
You want to be a teacher?
Yeah.
And now it's like, no way.
No way.
Anybody else got a big change? Who's got the biggest?
I mean, I was up until 10th grade, I was wanting to go do chemical engineering. And then 10th grade, I was like, oh, let me be a choral conductor. So I did a complete 180. And then I started getting really into music, and then I went to school for music, so.
And now you're a flight
And now I'm a
attendant.
flight attendant. I mean, that gives me. I can
But
still do
you've
both.
stayed in Broadway because you did have a passion for Germany. I remember your mom talked about you loved the language, that you wanted to live there.
Mm-hmm.
So now, but moving abroad is scary. So
Yeah.
now you have that kind of in between where you can travel anywhere you want. Just make sure.
I mean, I'll definitely move back. I would move back to Germany. So,
Yeah. Move back.
yeah, I did a study abroad there.
Okay. Do you have any friends there still?
Yeah, I still have I have quite a few. Whenever I pick up Frankfurts now, I still go back and visit them whenever I can. So they're all in Darmstadt though, which is like south of Frankfurt. So it's kind of hard to go see them sometimes. So
I got a friend that is German but knows absolutely nothing about Germany. It's kind of funny to listen to them talk about it. So. What advice do y'all have for these last 2 years? What should they make sure they do?
Let's hear
Enjoy
it.
it.
Just enjoy
yeah, really
it.
enjoy
Enjoy
it. I
it.
mean, yeah.
Everything they can, you know.
About
there's gonna be
what?
nights-
What part? Like enjoy.
Going out sometimes, I would not want to go out because I felt tired from the day. But you're gonna like miss the memories that you made. Like it's always better to make memories, and you can sleep in the next.
Always
day.
make new friends too. Always be open
Yeah.
to going to a bar by yourself and just making new friends. You can make a whole new community. I mean, really,
I'm too shy for that one.
Yeah.
yeah, but but honestly, that's something that I wish I did more in college is go out to more bars and meet more people. So
We
And
said
you just never know who you're gonna meet and who's gonna connect you to what's gonna happen
Exactly.
after college.
that's what I was
Yeah,
gonna say. Do y'all even consider the networking that you should be doing right now? Because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
huge. You're gonna run into somebody that's in an office, or people always make fun of LinkedIn because no one goes on LinkedIn just to go on there. But when you need something, it's an excellent place to
Yeah.
go and find. It's like, oh my God, I went to school with him and he works for that company, and to find connections and whatever you want. So,
Yeah.
I mean, everybody you meet is a future employer, employee, etc. So,
I
you
wouldn't say
really got to think
necessarily
about
it's
that.
always about knowledge. A lot of times it has to do with connections that you have is what will get you the furthest in life rather than knowledge that you bring with yourself. So
All right. Well, we're going to finish with one question. Everybody's got to answer it. So, you're all right at the tail end of your youth. You're now old,
Oh, okay.
old people. So,
thank you.
let's go with ninth grade. What advice would you give a ninth grader that's preparing for all of this, the next 8 years of their life?
I would say you don't have to have it all figured out by a certain point. Like when I was in ninth grade, I felt like I was, where am I going to go to school? What am I? It's like it all works out,
Yeah.
and even if it's not how you expected it to, it's gonna work out.
Yeah. My older brother always said, he said, sometimes you just got to make a decision and make the decision right,
Yeah.
instead of always worried about making the right decision. That makes sense? So just sometimes you just make a decision and make that decision.
Yeah.
Work.
Ryan's dad used to say, and I don't know why I always remember it, but like, just make a decision. Like if it's right or wrong, it doesn't matter. You can go from there, but you just have to make a decision.
Yeah, Logan was just watching a show. It was My Friends and Neighbors. Is that what it's called?
Oh yeah.
They this girl is touring her college and she makes a mistake and like cheats on her boyfriend or something, which bad. But the dad's like comforting her and he says, "There's nothing you can do at your age that you cannot fix later in life." So I feel like you said about the make your decision right.
Murder, maybe.
Yeah. There's a few things.
There are lines here.
Battery.
There are lines here.
Yeah, there are some things you
There
can do.
But that's more
Within
legal,
reason.
Let's not break any laws.
legal
Yeah,
consequences. Is, yeah.
Yeah.
You can still break some laws.
You can
Yeah,
break
very,
some
well, the minor laws.
laws are meant for stupid people, right?
Right.
Yeah. All right, Logan, what you got?
I would say, not that I didn't do this, but definitely don't be afraid to, be friends with who you want to be friends with. Do the things that you want to do. No one's watching you as closely as you think they might be. I feel like everybody has such like an internal bubble that people are always watching them and judging them. No one cares. No one's keeping that close of a track. So yeah, do the things you want to do and have a little bit more self-confidence.
I think you say that. I think in middle school I had a calendar on my wall, and I wrote my outfit on the calendar each day because I didn't want to circle back and wear the same thing. And now
No
I
one
make
would
fun of the
notice.
ladies because y'all bring 4 bathing suits because y'all like, I can't wear the same bathing suit twice. That's great advice, Logan.
Thank you.
Let's see what Ryan has to say.
Mine kind of goes off of his a little bit of like finding your community. I guess in ninth grade it's hard going into high school. I feel like a lot of people don't really know kind of where they are and stuff. But like join a sport, join chorus, like just try to put yourself out there and don't be afraid to express who you are.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
I feel like having like friends for different things has always been something that benefited me. Like I have
Yeah.
my sports friends, my school friends, and I liked when they all came together. But like have friends for different things. Have the friend that you go out with, but you're never gonna like have a really deep conversation with.
Yeah.
You need those friends, but then like have your friends that you just really keep close to.
Yeah. Another parent, so that's great advice for other parents that might be watching. They said that to me, is that it is great for your child to have different friend groups. So y'all had lacrosse friends when you were younger, and then you might have your youth group, totally separate friends that you're just as close with. Then you have your school friends. So it's great so that if they ever do have to make some type of large transition, they're not just totally abandoning every friend. So if they only have friends at lacrosse and then all of a sudden they're hurt and don't play, now they have no friends left. So it's great for your children to establish those different friend groups.
And it's always funny when the different friend groups come together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like literally this.
Yeah,
Like
kind of, yeah.
everyone here is like from different things, but it's cool.
Yeah. Nate Doggy Dog. Is he Big Nate, Little Nate? What's it called?
Yeah,
Original Nate?
Original. I'm Nate number one.
Oh,
Oh, I'm just Nate because I'm
Just
the
Nate.
original. I'm the blueprint. Well, it's more broadly what they had said. Like, I mean, just always go out and try something. Like, I mean, I wouldn't have done the degree pathway if I didn't join that course trip that I was like, maybe I won't go do it. And then I did, and then I found out how much I love music. So I think keeping yourself open-minded to a lot of new experiences and just trying anything. They made us do sports all the time. I found out I like tennis actually a lot, which is something I didn't realize I liked. And I think really just having to keep an open mind, because when you kind of get set in your own ways, it kind of is at a deficit for yourself, because then you don't get to make all these friends, you don't get to make new connections and new memories and all these things. You're kind of just stuck in this infinite loop of just, So keep yourself open-minded.
I
The
guess.
elder of the group. Give us some wisdom, Jack.
Yeah, he's not.
All right, so building off of a lot of things they said, I think getting out there and doing things. I hear a lot of people talk all the time about wanting to do certain things, and there's things in my life I've looked back on, said I wish I did that. And so, you got to take chances in life. People, sometimes maybe you want to join a sport, but you don't think you're good enough. I mean, at least go out there and do it, try it. But yeah, like Logan said, like, people think that people are looking at them all the time, that might keep them from doing things, but you just gotta realize that it's your life, and you're the only one that can live it, so you gotta make, decisions accordingly.
Yeah. It's awesome. Bring us home, Pete. Tell us all about it.
I would say probably just push yourself, like 4 years in high school, and like not necessarily be hard on yourself, but hold yourself to a high standard, because I feel like when you get to college, those habits pay off, because I thought like college has been easier in my opinion because of the things I did in high school.
Yeah. I love that, because I think a lot of times we think we only need to work as hard as we're told we need to work, but to put that kind of effort in high school, to push, to take that extra class, because you can fail when you're younger. Like Jack said, you can recover from everything but murder. So get out of that comfort zone, push yourself, try something hard, and if you fail, rock on. Like if this is a disaster, then you might have the opportunity to do another podcast somewhere, and you're going, well, I remember what worked. I remember what the interactions that did work and the ones that didn't. And so every time you do something, you get a little bit better at it. So I appreciate y'all, because I know several of you were hesitant to be filmed and to talk, because you don't know. You don't know what it's like and what you're going to say and what it's going to react. So, but it's a huge life skill to be able to communicate and sit in a group, knowing that other people might watch it. So you're better for it. So thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
All right. Happy Memorial Day, everybody.
Let's go. Happy Memorial Day.
The camera's looking over there.
Close out.
Close.